Okay, friends, it's time to saddle up our horses one more time and come to the final volume lesson of the week now. Today we're going to be reviewing a couple different things to get you ready for all the little quizzes that you're going to be taking here over the next couple days. So today we are going to do a volume review. Are you ready? I know I am. I had a good breakfast this morning. I'm fired up, so here we go. Okie dokie. So just first wanted to talk about the volume words. And of course, when you come across these, it's going to mean more later than it does currently, but you know, we're going to go ahead and talk about them just so we can have them in there. Of course, these are words you're going to see when you're looking at a word problem that are going to mean, hey, this is going to be a volume problem instead of it being a surface area problem. So our words would be things like fill it up, how much will it hold, how much does it contain, how much capacity does it have? Some type of cubic units of some kind. That would be, you know, like centimeters cubed, inches cubed, feet cubed, whatever it might be. I'll just kind of write some of them over here. Centimeters cubed, feet cubed, inches cubed, all that good stuff. And then if it talks about the space inside of it, okay, so, you know, there may be other things, but those are some of the big ones that you're going to be looking for. So there's some volume words. All right, and then if you'll make a little list of all the volume formulas and what figure they go with, I'm going to put the figure over here on the left, make a little T chart. Okay. So over here we're going to put the figure. And over here we're going to put the formula. You know, if you can write them down before I get to them, then you know you got them beat. So we're going to start out with our cube, and then we'll do rectangular prism, and then we'll head to the triangular prism, and then next we did the cylinder, and I think we finished up with the pyramid. So hopefully you've watched all those lessons over the last few days and those have helped you out. Okay, if you need to go back and watch any of them again, just go back and start it over and enjoy the fine volume lessons provided by yours truly. Alright, are you ready? So if you know the cube volume formula, come write it right over here. And that would be side times side times side, or of course you could write it with the exponent, s to the third power, otherwise known as side cubed, and that's where the term cube comes from getting the volume of a cube. Rectangular prism, do you know it? Length times width times height. Alright, a couple different ways you can do the one for triangular prism. Okay, so we could talk about, like we did previously, that the triangular prism is half of a rectangular prism. So you can do length times width times height divided by 2. That's one way you could write it. Or if you just think about getting the area of the base, okay, that would be base times height divided by 2. And you just get the area of the triangle. Okay, so that's the triangle formula, of course. And then you'd have to multiply it by the height of the whole prism. So either one of those is totally fine. Whichever one makes you happy. Makes me happy. Are you happy? I heard you. I heard you all the way over here. Alright, cylinder. Of course, it's got a circular base, so you of course do the area of the base, which is the circle, which is pi times radius squared, and then you just multiply it by the height. And then we did our little water pouring experiment in the previous lesson, okay, and remember it took us 3 times, okay, poured the water over 3 times, times side, and divided by 3. If it's a rectangular pyramid, you do length times width times height and divided by 3. So there's all your basic volume formulas: cube, rectangular prism, triangular prism, cylinder, pyramid. Alright, so just again wanted to refresh and just say, you know, if you have to work one in reverse, okay, so you would be finding the missing height. Alright, a couple different ways you can do this, but I'm going to do the cylinder one because that usually is the one that people have the hardest time with. So find the missing height. Alright, so let's say we know the cylinder volume let's just say we know that it's, I'll just pick some random number here. Let's say it's 9,200 centimeters cubed. Alright, so that's 9,200 centimeters cubed. Now, let's say we also know the diameter, because that makes it harder. If you know the diameter, it means you got another little step you got to do. Let's say we know the diameter is 20 centimeters. Okie doke. So, you know, if you think about the cylinder, and I'm just going to kind of draw it over here to the side. Alright, so we've got our little cylinder shape over here. Beautiful artwork, I know. So if we know the diameter goes all the way across, that's 20 centimeters. So we definitely need to do a little work with that, because the volume formula, of course, that we just wrote up here a second ago, I don't know if you can still see it or not, is pi times radius squared times height. Okay? So we need the radius. At the moment we know the diameter. So, I mean, you people are smart. What's half of 20? That's right. Half of 20 is 10. So now we're going to come over here and put our stuff in our formula that we know. So we know the volume, which is that, 9,200. We of course know pi is 3.14. We now know the radius would be 10 squared, and we're looking to find the height. So let's just go ahead and do a couple of these things first. So of course 10 squared is 100, and if you do 3.14 times 100, hopefully everybody can see that. Oh yeah, it's showing up good today. 3.14 times 10 squared, which of course 10 squared is 100, that'd be 314. So 314 times whatever the height is going to give us 9,200. Alright, and like we talked about before, that's a one-step equation. The inverse of multiplies divides. I'm going to divide by 314 on the right, which means I need to divide by 314 on the left. So of course those cancel out to a 1. And then 9,200 divided by 314 would mean the height of this particular cylinder would basically, since there's a 9 right there in the thousandths place, okay, so it'd be 29 and 3/10, or you could write it as 29 and 30 hundredths if you wanted to write that way, and that would be centimeters, because our unit was centimeters cubed, so we know the height would have to be in centimeters. Okay, so I'll run through it one more time real quick to get you ready for the quiz, people. Excuse me. How much does it fill? How much does it hold? How much will it contain? What's its capacity? What's the number of cubic units it's got? Or how much space is inside of it? All that stuff, volume words. Your basic volume formulas for the cube, side times side times side. Rectangle prism, length times width times height. Triangular prism, you can do length times width times height and divide it by 2, because it's half a rectangle. Or you can just find the area of the triangle, base times height divided by 2. Find the area of your triangular base and multiply it by the height. Cylinder, find the area of the circular base, pi times radius squared, multiply it by the height. And then for a pyramid, you either take the cube formula if it's got a square base and divide it by 3. If it's a rectangle base, you do length times width times height and divide it by 3. So divide by 3. Here's the difference. On the pyramid, you divide by 3. On the triangular one, you divide by 2. If you got to find the missing height, write your formula down, and then plug in the numbers where they go, and then of course it just ends up being a little one-step divide problem. So take the volume and divide it by what you got over there. Okay, so that's quick, I know, but we're just trying to get ready to help you make a good grade on these quizzes. I hope you do well. Again, if you got any questions, any comments, concerns, don't forget, you send me an email. Don't send me anything through mine, okay? Do it all through email. That's dreid@davidson.k12.nc.us. Alright. Hope you're feeling alright. Hope everything's coming through good and clear. And just let me know if you got any problems or questions. Peace!